Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be talking to my dear friend Mev, who is the founder and CEO of Mevlana Patrimoine, which is a French and a worldwide wealth management firm. And he is also the founder of Trading Academy. What's your name of Trading Academy, Mev?
Yes, the Trading Academy is a finance finder. So it's a community of traders who invest in stocks, crypto, and forex around the world. And also, I am a wealth manager since 6 years.
Lovely. Mev, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And the first question I would like to ask you is that I understand you have lived and worked in many countries. Can you tell me a bit about how does those experiences shape you as a professional and as a human being?
Yes, of course. So basically, I have lived during my career and my past in 3 different countries. So as you know, I'm French. So I'm born in Paris, and I did my studies there. So I studied in Sciences Po, and during Sciences Po, I have the privilege to move to Germany because I learned German at school, and I love this language. I love the German culture, and I thought that it was very interesting to deep dive this and to work in Germany. So I applied, and I found an internship in Bavaria, and it was in the cultural way. Because I like teaching, I like sharing knowledge, and this is what I'm still doing now with finance. But at that time, I was giving French courses into the University of Bamberg. So it's a very lovely city in Bavaria, close to Nuremberg. So it's a very beautiful place. And there was quite a lot of demand for students and children to learn French. And I mean, living in another country that even is close to France, it's another culture, it's another language, another way to do. So I mean, you have to adapt and you have to change your mindset to be open to people. And I really have a very nice year there. And I met so many different people from this place.
Right.
So, and I had the time also to visit.
Amazing. And tell me a bit more about your stint in Dubai. How was that?
Yes, yes.
Was
so,
far away from France.
Dubai is another thing. So I stayed 2 years in Dubai. Okay. It was because I go there after my studies at ESSEC, and we met at ESSEC, so and we're still in contact. Because I found it was a very nice opportunity for business. Because I founded my own company in 2020, before COVID. I mean, having a company in France is good, but you're limited in terms of taxes and in terms of growth. So I said, why not doing the same, but in another country, in another place?
Right.
So, I mean, the experience in Dubai was nice. There is, of course, pros and cons, like everywhere. So, but if I have one advice to you, if you want to expat, to go to another country, you need to adapt, and you need also to make a market study and go to the country just to be sure like that it fits you. So I go there different times. I say, okay, I'm okay with their mindset. It's very different as Europe is much more business friendly, much more open-minded. There is more than 100 cultures there. So it's a melting pot of many cultures. This is the good point, and the bad point is very superficial, and people doesn't stay forever. so I mean, it's difficult to make connections for a long time.
Right.
So after 2 years, I told myself, okay, it's a nice country, but I want to start something from scratch in my country.
Right.
But I still have the contacts there, and I mean, on the long run, if you can switch to different places, it's nice for you, right? Because you will more open your possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad kind of you touched on that, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, so Mev and I, we studied at ESSEC together, and we have been in touch since, and our friendship, like, we met in class and then we became sort of a lifelong friends. So business schools is definitely a great place where you not only form connection, but you make friends for a lifetime. And I can totally relate to you coming back to France and since I have started to call this country home now, it's been around 7 years since I've been here, and I can really, even when I'm outside Europe, I kind of miss Europe in a way that it's very open, as you said. You have liberty, and you can try cuisine from different places. And ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to mention you at this point of time that right before recording this, we had lovely Japanese dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really amazing that how you sort of get to experience so many cultures even in Europe. But definitely it makes a lot of sense to step out and experience those culture. And I have never been to Dubai, but in the future, if I get an opportunity, definitely I would love to go and explore what that side of the world look like. And speaking of Japanese dinner, Mev, I remember you were very much into Japanese culture as well. So can you tell me a bit more about your fascination with the entire Japanese culture, and what are the things that you carry from the Japanese culture with you even today?
Yeah, exactly. So I really love Japanese culture since I am in first school, maybe primary school, so 20 years ago.
Right.
So that's what I found very fascinating is not only about Japan, but like Chinese culture, like German, like of course French, Turkish, because I'm half Turkish naturally. It's civilizations that shape the world and build the world we know today. And Japan is very interesting because it's an island, big island, that was separated from all of the rest of the world for centuries.
Right.
It was governed by clans, and that has a lot of traditions. I mean, traditions to how to make food, how to dress, how to talk to people, a very polite way,
Right.
very formal way.
Yeah.
All of the traditional Japanese things. Of course, now everybody likes manga and likes anime, and I love it. So I, myself also, I watch many anime, but it's not the true Japanese culture. I mean, but
Right.
the traditional ones, I like it.
Right.
I like many different traditional cultures. But what I've listened and what I've noticed is like between France and Japan, there is a common fascination.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Between the both countries.
Right.
Like Japan is the most beloved country in France. We love most of us, we love Japan.
Okay.
And in Japan, we love France a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's very interesting. Yeah. So, but the problem is like people, they also live in cliches.
Okay.
That's why I told you before, if you are interested in one country, go there.
Right.
I mean, for me, I want to go to Japan. I've never been there. I went to China
You went
to see
to
the truth.
Yeah,
It was very interesting, and I see many things. Same for Japan. Like it's not like anime. Like and people, the Japanese, they visit Paris. They're believing it's like Emily in Paris.
Okay.
Or Amélie Poulain, you know, like no, it's not a movie, guys. Like not like it's the cultural things.
Right.
That it's like, of course, we have baguette, we have croissant, we have vin rouge, we have beret, we have okay, but who is this like like this cliche, like same in Japan, like so they don't only eat sushi, you know, so but the only good thing, not the only good thing, but one of the most only good thing I underestimate at ESSEC, it was the cross-cultural communication courses.
Right.
It's very important.
Understandable.
It's extremely important now, guys. Like if I give you one tip, it's like work on yourself, your mindset, etc. Your self-development is very important now. The soft skills, etc. But also the cross-cultural, because especially if you work in a place like Dubai, like Singapore, like even England, like even US, and even France more and more, you need to understand different cultures and how they work, how they do, and how they think.
All right. No, that's totally understandable. And yeah, guys, as you can see, we are sitting in Paris, very close to Paris.
Yeah.
And we are not wearing beret. There is no baguette over here.
It's
We
only
drink,
coffee.
we drink coffee like normal people. And but yeah, I definitely love French food a lot. Everything that goes with being here, the croissant and baguette and pastries, and those things are there. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying, but yeah, like a lot of people have different expectations of France, and I can understand why they have, because of movies, especially Hollywood portrays
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
a very different way, and it's much different and quite nice. Well, yeah, and with the Japan, I mean, I just wanted to tell you. Now I'm not very confident if I should tell you, but I recently started watching Naruto.
No,
And it's been long coming. A lot of people told me that you should watch Naruto, and I mean, I know that it might not be the true representation of Japan, but one thing I love is that the culture of resilience that they have, even in the in the anime. I'm seeing that how people are, and it's as you progress with episodes, starts to get deeper and deeper.
Exactly. This is very, very interesting what you said. It's like this country, even all the disaster they had, the World War II,
Yeah, of course we
the
know. They had
atomic bomb,
one.
etc. They go forward,
Yeah.
and this is one of the lessons maybe.
Right.
Like no matter happen in life, so it's okay. You learn from your past mistakes.
Right.
You stay in the past is useless. I mean, the past is done. Okay. We cannot predict exactly the future. So focus on present and try to plan the future. This is what I do every day. But understanding your past also is important. And this culture of resilience, and because people, they always say, work hard to succeed. I mean, okay, why not work hard? And working hard is important, but working efficiently, intelligently, make strategies, make plans, and being consistent, because consistency is key. This is the true principles. I think they are important.
Yeah. Wow, that's a beautiful thing to put out there, that I totally relate to you when you say that past is over. It's not where we are living
It's over.
anymore. Yeah. And future is uncertain. So present is all we have. And it also, I would like to know what you think about it, but from my perspective, I can also see that once we understand this basic fundamental idea that future is uncertain, that we are not much perturbed by win or loss, because whether you try something, and I will come to the questions of career later, but it's that you try something, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and once you are more accepting of future to be uncertain, then you are not easily perturbed either by victory or by losses, and you could be more calm, and you can always think of what to do next, where to go from here. So it kind of takes away the tension that you have, or the stress that you have, that, oh, am I gonna win, am I gonna lose? It kind of takes away, and then you're more able to focus on the present moment, which to me at least feels like tactically sound way, because once you're more focused on what you're doing, then there are higher probability that you will do that thing well, as compared to your mind being in two directions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, so my take on that is like, for me, it's very important to be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
It's useless to lie on yourself, because I'm an entrepreneur since almost 7 years now,
Right.
and there is huge wins and huge losses, because in this there is no right or wrong in this domain. You know, like this is like mountains, like this and this. It's okay. I mean, it's part of life. If you win, understand why you win. It's okay, and trying to maintain what you built. It's very important. Instead of destroying it and becoming back to zero, because it happens. But it's okay. Even if you fail, it's not, because in France and in many European countries, it's very bad about failure, because it's a shame in the society, you know, and it's not a shame. Like, this is why I prefer the mentality in the Middle East or in US, because it's part of the process.
Yeah.
It's part.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, Steve Jobs, he failed 8 times. and he was fired of his own company.
Yeah.
And look the results.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah. How many business Elon Musk built? Many before
Many.
making PayPal.
Of
Many.
course.
And many failures. It's okay. I mean, it's part of it. The problem is to repeat the same mistakes, because these people they are not self-aware of themselves. They don't understand themselves. They lie to themselves, and they don't want to hear the truth. And sometimes you need people from outside to help you, just to make you understood, like you are going on the right way or not.
I see. Yeah, no, I mean, it's what you said. It makes quite a lot of sense, and to a great extent, even I admire US for that. Is that for them, failure is a part of the story. So
Yeah.
I was a couple of years I was reading this book, The Lean Startup. It's by Eric Rice,
I know.
and that entire Lean Startup philosophy is that you do it fast, you move forward, you have that something they call MVP, minimum viable product.
Yeah, the MVP. Yeah.
And you sort of pitch it out. If it wins, it wins. If it loses. Success or failure, you just move forward. And in US, so I was listening to other podcast hosts as well. So there's this guy Chris Williamson, who is from England, and I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Stephen. He is also Diary of a CEO, and he is also from England. And I think it's not just in France. I think in entire Europe, it's a bit more conservative as compared to the United States. So here, failure is considered somewhat of a bad thing. Like, you're saying that by the age of 23, you should be a management consultant or an investment banker, and then only you can have a good shot at a good job. And to my utmost surprise, and not so much surprise, such is the culture in India as well. So ever since I grew up in India, as you well know,
Yeah.
and even since I was a child, it's always said that get good grades. If you're not getting good grades, you're a failure. Crack this exam, crack that exam, and if you're not, then you're a failure. But I think ever since childhood, kids should be encouraged to try their own way. Even with, so you have been involved in startups. I have been involved in startups. So I was working at Tech to Impact in Vienna, and at my NGO. And I think that one of the best things about having your own venture, or even with this podcast, is that you get to try to do something, and something totally your own way. And I think that this training could be given even to kids when for example, when they are solving mathematics problem. Do not follow what book is teaching you. Try to find your own solution, right? And likewise, in life, you come up with ventures. Some of them succeed, some of them do not, and it's okay. You learn from it. There is a very famous quote I was reading somewhere, that success is not final and failure is not fatal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you always keep on moving forward. Amazing.
That's very important. I will add something about what you said about the startups.
Yeah.
Like I finance some startups. I work with venture capital.
Yeah.
And maybe you know this or not, but 90% they fail.
Yeah.
90%. It's okay, because you see why the finance startups are 90% failures, because the 10% remaining, they will go to unicorns or more. You know, you maybe in 100 projects you will have just 2 or 3 of them. They will be the next Google, maybe, or the next Amazon. Yeah. And this is why this entrepreneurial culture and mindset should be taught at school for me.
Yes.
And especially in Western countries, because it's really, really missing.
Yeah.
And also, it comes with a lack of culture for not only to be an entrepreneur, but also to master the finance. That's why I opened my academies to teach people how to just invest and save money and making profit every month on it.
Right.
With more or less profit, of course, depending on the risk you take. Mm-hmm. But at least it's things that should be teach, and but it takes time to change the mentality of one society, And I think there is it's the same. Steve Jobs said that France has a lot of potential, because we have very good schools. As you know.
Of course.
Yeah, we have good students. We have good people from everywhere.
Right.
Also.
Yeah.
But we cannot keep them here
Yeah.
and maintain them here because
Yeah.
they are bad paid and there is no money for projects and they don't see the future. And he said like the France it could be they have big tech companies as the US, but they will never happen. and it was right. And I think if it continues like this, it will never happen.
Right.
So we need to change the society radically from here.
Yeah, no, most certainly. I can see that, and I believe I do not have a data as of now, but I think that in Ireland you have a lot of since there are a lot of tech companies, they are bringing in that culture of fail fast, fail forward, forward, and that could be. But it's something interesting to look into. I will have a look into it. And ladies and gentlemen, if I find some data, I will put it in the show notes for sure. And so this kind of perfectly ties into another thing I wanted to talk to you about is that about your career. So let's look at the career, especially from 20s till 30s. Of course, there's one of the safe side where since we went to business school, I will be talking about business school, but you go to a business school and then you go into consulting, you go into investment banking, you go into marketing, those sort of roles, and you have a very predictable career forward, and which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but at the same time, there are people like two of us who want to try their own venture. They want to try to do things their own way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't really. I mean, if things were perfect, then we would be living in a perfect society.
Yeah, sure.
So necessarily things are not perfect, and that's why we need people to sort of take risks and try to make things better, or try to put things out there which are not there. So, what's your take on? I mean, if someone who is in, let's say, second or third year of their masters, they are listening to this podcast. What would you like to tell them? Like, should they go for an entrepreneurial venture? Should they go take the safe side? How should they think of the future? Because I'm not trying to scare anyone, or I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture, but it's both. Like, there is definitely some sort of satisfaction with your own venture, that a sense of meaning, sense of I'm doing something I always wanted to do. But there's the risk as well. You don't know that where money will come in from tomorrow, and there's a huge chances that what you make is maybe it's not accepted by others, so there's a huge uncertainty.
Yeah.
So how should one approach career, especially in 20s to 30s?
Yeah, I have a lot of things to say about this because now I'm 30 and I have 10 years of experience, so I experienced many things about that. And one thing is very important to me, and it's one important topic, is like most of the people, they want comfortable zone. Okay,
Yep.
They want to be in their comfort zone. They don't want to experiment things, to risk things. It's okay. It's okay for them, but they are not ambitious. And this is the trap of the business school, because they promise you a career, and they promise you a job and a salary. This is their promise. More or less true, but this is what they say.
Yeah.
You're not young enough to be an entrepreneur. You're not young enough to make a company. You can start anytime you want. I know entrepreneurs, they are 16 years old, 18, 20. They don't wait 50 or I don't know, like, because when you're students, you have time. You have time to experiment, you have time to learn, you have time to create things and build new concepts. That's more risky when you have a family, when you have a credit, when you're blocked by the system. I mean, I call this, you're chained.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's important for me, what is important in life, and this is my conviction, that this is what I communicate now in my YouTube videos, because I have a channel also. So I will put the link on the description. You have to seek and you have to reach for freedom, and the true freedom. And the true freedom is financial freedom. You can have freedom of speech, you can have freedom of politics, you can have freedom of, gender, of anything you want, and this is the case here. But the real freedom is economically, because when you're economically independent, I mean, for me, you need to have minimum $500,000 to $1 million. You do what you want after. You don't depend to anybody. Because if you are an employee, of course you depend to your boss and your company, and they can fire you anytime, and this is a problem. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's not easy also, because you depend on your clients. Right. But if you're an investor, you have money, you invest your money. So for me, it's like, I mean, on the long term, it's good to start the concept, to create new companies. And if one skyrockets, you sell it or you scale it. People are working for you. You have cash flows every month, and after you're okay.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, this kind of, I wanted to quickly touch on two things on what you said. First, there's a very famous line by Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Jacques Rousseau, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it in French, so maybe you can translate it. I mean, you can tell us the original one. I'm going to say it in English. Rousseau said that a man is born free, but is everywhere in chains. Do you know that?
Oui.
So what is that in French?
Un homme est, alors l'homme naît libre, mais il est enchaîné il est enchaîné en fait partout.
Yeah.
Il est pas, en fait, un homme naît libre, mais il est partout enchaîné.
So yeah, the Rousseau's word, a man is born free, but is everywhere in chains.
Exactly.
And I think that to some extent, freedom is very dear to all of us. And since we are sitting here in France, where our motto is liberté, égalité, and fraternité, it's liberty, equality, and fraternity.
Exactly.
So we definitely have a huge emphasis on liberty, and it's a lot of creative freedom as well. The second thing is that one thing you definitely touch on is that if you invest, you have kind of a steady stream of income. And I think the financial markets are something from into something which we can tap into. It's a bit risky, but that definitely with the as soon as the financial market started to emerge, I think that started to become a good way of making money. So I understand that would take an entire 10 or 12 hours of coursework to understand how to tap into financial market. But for someone who is just, can you give a very brief overview of how to, like, we understand the market outside, right? I mean, if I talk of a market, I know that I can go outside, I can buy potato, I pay money, I buy potato.
Yeah.
That's, I understand. But what is financial market and how do I tap into that? So just like a very brief overview so that people who are interested, they can go and
that's a very good question. So I have made a video, it will post it soon, about what is the financial market.
Okay, yes.
In French, but I will do in English also.
Yeah, please in English as well for the global audience.
Yeah, I will do French and English. The financial markets, it's a very interesting topics. So it's when you say financial markets, I mean it's very global, okay? So it's driven by what you call in finance the whales. The whales are the big companies like banks, insurances, asset management companies like BlackRock, for example, states, governments, and private investors. So private investors is less than 10%, and 90% is the corporate side. On the financial markets, you have so many assets, so many. You can buy gold, you can buy stocks, you can buy real estate, you can buy you can buy currencies, you can buy crypto, you can buy so many things now. And the financial markets is just an intermediation, a link between the buyer and the seller.
Okay.
So now it's totally online. Okay. Before you have to go to the stock exchange, no, long time ago, but since after World War II it became fully online. And now you can connect to the markets by using a platform. Mm-hmm. So you can use a broker, a bank, or insurance, or many things you want. Okay. And you buy securities, right? So instruments into these intermediates. Okay. And this is the only way if you want to. There is other ways to invest money, of course, because you can buy shops if you want. You can make business. You can make it's many ways. but this is the only way to have passive income. I mean, to generate money with money.
Right.
This is the goal.
Yeah.
So it's a brief overview of what are the financial markets, and my training is to give you the keys and the access to understand this.
Understandable. That's quite good. And based on that and things that we were discussing before, I have one more question for you. That what are the skills that you think are very relevant for a man or a woman to have right now? One of them is, of course, financial literacy.
Not only this.
Right.
So there is many things like there is one skill is like to be attractive. It's joke, but it's a half joke because I don't know. It's fortunately or unfortunately you make your own opinion, but this is true. Right? I mean but apart from that, to be to have culture,
Right.
overall culture. Overall
culture.
overall culture, yeah. I mean, to have basic knowledge in mathematics, in philosophy, in your language, in speaking other language. I don't know, knowing the history of your own country and others. I mean, it opens your mind.
Definitely.
Like spending less time on social media. Because it's a very big drug. And I'm not against social media. I use it. I'm a content creator. He is also.
Yeah.
And this is good. But trying to find good content, because there's extremely good channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
And this one is a good channel, and mine also. But there is many good other ones also, and you can learn things. And I think reading books is very important
Yeah.
for you to build your brain, to understand things and learn things.
Right.
And I mean being a good person, at least being kind with people, polite, helping each other.
Yeah.
What I say is basic, but it's not basic now, unfortunately. And also, I mean, sports is very important for me. So yeah, I'm making 3 sports.
Right.
And so it's important to have a good mental and physical condition.
Yeah. No, most certainly, I would say that with the attractiveness, that's a very debatable topic, and I would say that to some extent it does matter. I mean, I'm sometimes I'm thankful that I'm good looking, and so are you, my friends. But it's definitely it means, but it's also about taking care of yourself, about eating the right food, doing some sports.
Yes.
Workouts.
That's important. Yeah.
And oh yeah, that's definitely there. And second thing that you touched on, it was very important. I wanted to elaborate is a very slow burning process, but it's of reading books. And I have a small library over here, as you can see. And reading book is something that, I mean, more like when people talk of skills, they don't think of reading as skills. They're like, oh, reading is something that anyone can do. But not a lot of people do. And I think that most of the things that we learn, or most of the enjoyment, I mean, think when the reading becomes pleasure, you start to enjoy life a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one of the books I have over here. It's Le Comte de Monte Cristo, The Count of Monte Cristo, and of course you would be knowing it. And of course, I think a lot of you would be knowing it as well. Alexandre Dumas, of course, one of the best writer of all time, and how these books sort of pull you in and take you to another world and make you think about so many things. And it's also a very calming process, calms your nerves, and you feel very relaxed after reading.
Mm-hmm.
So that's most certainly there. And then the communication skills, how do you present yourself?
Yes.
And
How to present yourself, how you interact with people, how you build relation with people.
exactly.
It's very important now.
Yeah. And on that, I mean, I'm really impressed by you when I think of the fact that you can speak 3 languages with the native level fluency, that is English, French, and German. And I'm really, first, I'm very impressed. And second, if I'm being honest, I'm
Thank
a little
you.
bit jealous as well because I've been working really hard on my French, and I don't know when I will be reaching the native level fluency.
You will speak French someday. Tu parles. C'est facile.
Merci beaucoup. So it's there. I mean, for all practical purposes, I speak mostly English, but then I speak Hindi as well. Quite good. It's my first language actually. Then my mom's language is Bhojpuri. I can understand it, speak a bit here and there. my dad's language is Bajika, so I can understand it, but speak only a little bit.
Okay.
And so that's there. I mean, I can say I speak, but there are more like dialects of Hindi as well. So I would say 2 languages, more or less, that I speak at a native level fluency. But when I see you're hearing 3 languages, I'm like, okay.
And soon 5.
And soon, what about the language
Yeah.
you're learning?
Turkish and Chinese.
You're learning Chinese?
Yes, yes.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Because Mandarin now, guys, is very important.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of phrases in Mandarin. Recently, I was learning, so it's
Ni hao, ni hao ma.
Ni hao ma, wo shi sankal.
Yeah, wo shi sanka.
Yeah. I also remembered how to say how are you. Wo hang ho. Now, how do you say how are you in Mandarin?
How are you? Ni hao ma is how are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
And how I am good.
Wo hen hao.
Wo hen hao. Yes.
Wo hen hao.
Wo hen hao. Yeah. I had a friend from China, and he was trying to teach it to me, and it was, as you can see, it's an iterative process.
This will be the second leg of business. Imagine. So like, because China is becoming so important now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much.
Right.
Like I've seen one video today. Like their GDP was from $8,000 billions when Xi Jinping comes.
Right.
In more than 10 years ago, and now it's almost 20,000 billions. So like, it's huge.
It's definitely huge. Though one of the concerns I have about China, and this is where I will take a bit of a leeway over here because I might not be politically correct, but I'm a bit scared of the authoritarian culture with everything that comes with a communist country. And you might have read that book, George Orwell's Animal Farm.
Yes, Animal Farm.
You know?
La ferme des animaux. It's a very good book. And 1984, of course.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing book.
Yeah, so I would like to tell you a very interesting fact, and to my viewers as well, that George Orwell was born in the same state where I come from.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah. My mom grew up there, so he was born in Chhapra, in Bihar, and my mom grew up in Chhapra. Okay. So it's a very even deeper connection with Mr. Orwell.
Yeah, I mean with China and some authoritarian countries like Russia, etc. The problem is they promote another model now.
Okay.
They don't. Before they was copying US and Europe. Mm-hmm. Now it's finished.
Okay.
They have copied enough. So now they innovate.
Right.
And they look what happened on the electrical cars. Like so, it's impressive what it's a masterclass. There was so late about the thermic classic cars.
Right.
So now they want to promote from the electric cars, and they invest so much in this that now they are the best ones, and no one except Tesla maybe they can catch them.
Okay.
So what I mean is like there is like everything, there is good and bad points, pros and cons.
Right.
The good thing about an authoritarian regime is the same in the Gulf countries, also like Saudi, UAE, etc.
Good thing about authoritarian regime.
That
sounds so wrong, but
no, it's not wrong. There are also good things. Like it's like they have a vision, they have a plan, and they can execute this plan very easily and fastly. Yeah. Because there is no constraint, no parliament, no strikes, no like you look France, like there's always strikes, always problems.
We're the country of strikes, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately.
Vive la France.
Yeah, vive la France. Sorry. But the bad point is like when I was in China, I stayed 3 weeks and I visited many places. Okay. I was in more than 10 cities, and everything is watched.
I see.
Like they know everywhere you are. They take your passport every time. If you go in China, you have to your 10 fingers. You have to put it on like this.
Okay.
And they take your fingerprints, your facial recognition, everything they know about you. And even to pay by you have to do everything by your smartphone. Okay. In one app, in WeChat, so in one app. Okay. So there is if you're not used to this, you feel pressed, So that's why I like countries in between. Right. Like Singapore is perfectly in between. Yeah. It's not as
authoritarian
as China, but it's not a democracy, but it's in between. It works very well. Yeah. And democracy, yes, of course you have freedom. Yeah. That's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. Yeah.
And we fought for this. La Révolution
Yes.
française. Voilà.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So it's important. And I like freedom. I'm for freedom. I'm much more libertarian than many people in this country. Yeah, because there's many socialists here. But I don't want to make polemic. But what I say is like I love freedom. And not only economic freedom, like politics, etc. But we need also once the government is elected, for me it should be strong.
Yeah.
Because it has the legitimacy of the people, and the country should not be blocked all the time.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But I think that on the long term, China is winning on many things. Maybe not on the military side and the political side, because the US are still strong.
Right.
Look what they did in Venezuela, like it's crazy.
Oh my God.
They captured China. They cannot do this now. Yeah, but it's on the economic side. Yes, it's becoming very strong. So I mean, there is some rules in business.
Right.
If you want to make a worldwide business,
right,
you don't talk about politics. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Just focus on what you do and what you do good.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's so true. We are entrepreneurs and we are not activists.
No.
We are not politicians. So we definitely do not touch on the topics of politics.
Exactly.
Having said that, we can have our opinion, because I don't see a huge point in discussing politics as well. It's just that people are not very keen on changing their opinion, and it gets very. I mean, to some extent I feel like it's a waste of my time.
Yeah, it's useless.
Yeah,
so it's better to focus on how to build systems, how to build strategies, how to build empires.
Yeah.
Because it will be, of course, because it will be useless for all of you.
Right. No, most certainly. And speaking of our love for freedom, I think we are the country whose best discovery, sarcastically speaking, was a guillotine machine.
A guillotine.
Machine. We killed the queen and the king. So that's we fought really hard for this freedom that France has to offer, and definitely. I mean, I like it. I mean, I like the fact that we're free to do the things that we want to do, which might not be in other country. But then there is definitely the other geopolitical situations that has to be taken into consideration. Lovely, Mev. And I think this is a very good detour to talk about something that I usually think that in the early 20s we don't think a lot about, is the hard skills. So I don't know if it's the same in France, but in India when I was growing up, people were telling me, and they were good people, were suggesting me that focus on your soft skills, and hard skills is something you can learn on your job. But one thing I realized that with such a competitive job market, and even yesterday I was looking at an article in FT which says that there's a drought in the job market, or especially when you want to start something on your own, if you're an entrepreneur. I think there are soft skills is definitely you need to have, but you need to have certain hard skills as well, like basic finance, basic mathematics, I would say basic coding if you can, something like Power BI or Alteryx, or what is that thing called? There's a very famous data visualization software. I'm forgetting its name. If I remember, I will say it. But some like a very I mean, not in depth, but on a very surface level itself. But if you could play with data, if you could play with numbers, if you understand the financial institutions or financial world, and I think these are the basic hard skills that people should have in this day and age, and some understanding of artificial intelligence. So what's your take on that? Like, what sort of hard skills do you think people should cultivate?
So about this is like, it's a combination of soft skills and hard skills. Of course, everybody now, they talk a lot about soft skills, and it's important to know how to communicate, to know how to talk with people, to adapt, to change, to etc. I agree. But also you need to, with AI,
right?
Like they will have a huge problem with AI.
Yeah.
It's like the competencies and the knowledge will be outdated extremely fast.
Exactly.
Because the AI is doing almost everything now, and it will do everything.
For sure.
It's like For example, why doing a business school if AI can do accountant, marketing, and consulting, for example, or why doing engineering school if the AI can solve very complex problems? So that's why now it's not the competencies and the knowledge you know, since it won't last 20, 30 years. You need to keep updated all the time.
Yeah.
You need to learn many things.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, computer skills.
Right.
You can learn languages. You can learn, so I don't know, like video editing.
Yeah.
You can learn how to use AI. You can start business. I don't know, like how to trade on finance. There's many things you can do. So yes, it's now the economics and of knowledge will have a very short lifetime.
Right. Yeah, I would say that one of the biggest challenges that I face especially when I was younger, when it comes to learning hard skills, is that it kind of feels daunting at times that, oh, if I learn Python, will I be good at Python? If I learn R, will I be good at R? But the goal over here is not to be great at something or even good at something, but the goal is to just learn it on a basic level to be able to use it, and over the period of time it's something that accumulates. So I think that to get started, I mean, it's better to get started by just testing the water as compared to going with an ambition of being the greatest at everything, because of course you can't be greatest at everything, but you can have at least some knowledge of different things, so that when needs be you can build on your knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Mev, so I think that we talked about a lot of things, and there are a lot of things that I would still like to talk about. So maybe we can have
next episode
2.0 of this conversation.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming here today.
Thank you, Sankal.
And wish you good luck for your entrepreneurial ventures.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right.
See you guys.
See you, ladies and gentlemen.